Hello, everyone. I was going to give you an update on how things are going here at church this week, but because of the events that have taken place over the last few days, I felt that I needed to just share a word from my heart. I just feel a lot of sadness, and the pandemic has caused its own kind of pressures and stresses, but with these events that happened to George Floyd, I just felt that I needed to share something as your senior pastor, and I believe that I expressed the sentiments of our other clergy, not their words particularly, but their feelings and their heart too, because I know their heart. You look at these events, and it just shows us once again that we have not taken care of the problem of racism. This pandemic did not cause all this upheaval. It may have been a part of the whole thing, but this issue of anger and fear as something that's been going along for a long time. It's been a problem that I have grown up with in this area, but across the world. It's not just our problem, that people are marginalized, people of color are looked down upon or left out of a process. I thought about some of the things that we've talked about over the last few months that I've been here. I've talked about loving one another, that God loves you and loves me, but loves all people. And sometimes we forget that. As I think about this time here, I wanted to remind you all our baptismal vows. We are called to fight injustice and evil and oppression in whatever forms they present themselves. That's who we are as people of God. We are called to join those that are hurting or in pain. I heard a report the other day here in America. A teenager, a black young man that is doing well in school and is well liked and well loved, is afraid to run in his own community because he's afraid that he won't make it home. That's here in America, in the place that we live. I wouldn't want that for my child, and I don't think that you would want that for yours either. So I support these peaceful protests that remind us that we have an opportunity to speak out against injustice, and it's come too frequently lately of these killing of people that are just running down a street or making their way home. It's just not right. We can do better. And I thought about what it said in Proverbs 31. Speak out for those who cannot speak, for the rights of all the destitute. Speak out. Judge righteously. Defend rights of the poor and needy. That's who we are as people of God. And I know that people of First Centenary have that heart to want to continue to support those that are being overlooked or being pushed to the side or being left out or being abused or being brutally attacked, or even those who say, I just can't breathe. I also want to say this. I have a hard time accepting the fact that some folks are taking advantage of this time of protest by trying to profit economically or politically. It saddens me that some of the news has been detracted from the real issue, and the real issue is we are not one. We are not people that are looking at each other as with the eyes of Christ. And we need to be. I'm not there. I wish I were. I still have a long ways to go, but I want to say I'm better than I used to be because Jesus is still continuing to work on me. And I know that He'll work on you too. And as a culture and a community, I think that's what we hope for. You know, I look at what the kingdom means. It's a place where there is no color or creed. There is no Jew or Gentile. There is no man or woman. There is none of this us against them. It's us together. And I hope that we continue to move in that direction, and we'll do all we can as people of First Centenary to make that happen. You've had a rich history of standing in this community and standing for those who could not stand for themselves, to speak up for those who could not speak for themselves, and to walk with those who were unable to even walk by themselves. And I want to join you in that. I want to leave you with a vision. I thought about Revelation. We don't turn to that passage much, but it's Revelation 7. And here's what it says about the kingdom that's coming, the already and the not yet. After this I looked, and there was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, from all tribes and all peoples and languages, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, robed in white with palm branches in their hands. That's who we are. That's what we do. We stand together. So as you go through this week, continue to pray for our nation, for our community, but also for our world, that we will be the people that God has called us to be. Pray for me, that I will be that person that God has called me to be, and I'll pray for you too. See you next week.